Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to Daily Current Affairs session. So these are the articles that we are going to cover today, right? Amrut scheme, so from the Hindu, this is part of policies, governance, right? Governance. Then Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. So we have discussed this some 1 or 2 months back, but again it was there in news today. This is part of polity. Rudram 2, this is part of defense. Then Operation Blue Star, again internal security or defense. It is not actually defense, you can say it is an part of internal security. Then Pragati 2024, so this is related to the health. So you can take it as part of social issues as well. Then Golden Rice, part of economy or agriculture. So after that we have factual pointers and some practice questions. So these are all the articles that we are going to cover today. Very good evening, Srinath, Malini and Keshav. So let's start the session with the first article. Amrut scheme. Full form is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation means re-energize or redevelop. Rejuvenation and urban transformation. So there was an article in the Hindu about evaluation of the scheme, like how it performed and all. So the article says that it hasn't performed well, right? It hasn't performed well because of various reasons and all. So we no need to discuss about those performance failures and all, because that is not important for exams which are objective in nature, right? But yes, you need to know about the Amrut scheme. What are the features, what are all the elements included in the schemes, which ministry has launched, all those things are relevant for our exam, right? So we are not going to talk about how many houses it was created, what is the failure of the scheme, those analysis part we are not taking care, but yes, we do discuss about the Amrut scheme, right? So the context is about the flagship program launched by NDA government. I directly copied the statement itself from the article, that it was the scheme launched in 2015 by the NDA-1, National Democratic Alliance, that is BJP party. After winning in 2014, they immediately launched this, right? After that, there was also second version launched in 2021. So we will see both the versions, how much allocation, funds allocation has happened and what is the features of those schemes, those things we will see, right? So what is this Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation? You all know our cities are very congested, right? Even in many of the areas, especially those which are having slums, there is lack of basic amenities like housing or water. So on this background, the government has come up with the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation of Urban Transformation scheme on 25th June in 2015. So they have this is the launch date, and they have aimed to transform 500 cities, and that's 500 cities as well as towns in India. But the condition is that the population in these cities or towns should be more than 1 lakh, right? So they have put a criteria. All the towns, 500 cities or towns where there is a more than 1 lakh population, we are going to take up as a mission mode. We are going to give all the basic amenities under the scheme, right? So this is the criteria also, the target that was kept, and it focused on creating infrastructure related to all the elements. It is not just specific to water or sanitation. They have aimed to cover everything, right? So covering from water supply, sewerage, septic tank management, stormwater drainage, parks, non-motorized urban transport. So everything they have aimed to create a proper infrastructure for these 500 cities, right? Now it was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So ministry is also important. This was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, right? And to implement this program, they have mandated that there will be a state annual action plans of all the states. So states has to propose an action plan for each of the city, how they are going to implement it. Only after submitting this, central government will release the funds. So this state annual action plan is mandatory to be submitted by the state governments to the center. Then only the funds will be released. And the total fund that was aimed to launch for this particular project in the first version, that is in 2015, was 77,640 crores was aimed in the next 5 years, right? And Rajasthan was the first state to submit this report, and they have launched the Amrut scheme, right? So these are the features of the scheme, and you can see here these are all the components of the scheme. I mean, they are going to give all these things: sewerage management, reforms in support system, capacity building of each of the city, green spaces like public parks and all, then urban transport like green transport, hydrogen buses you can see, right, electric vehicles you can see in recent times, storm water drainage, water supply. So all these things were the aims under the scheme, right? Now after it, like, they have launched the second version. Earlier it was targeted to complete this from 2015 to 2020, but it was not able to achieve, not even 30% also was achieved, whatever the targets has kept. So they have extended the scheme and launched it as a Amrut 2.0, the second version of the Amrut scheme, and this was launched on October 1, 2021. So they have extended the scheme and relaunched it for the time span till 2025-26. So financial year 2025-26 it was extended. So still we have a one and a half more year to implement this particular scheme. And in this Amrut 2.0, they have particularly aimed on two aspects. One is water supply, proper water supply through tap connections and all. So water supply was the main objective under the Amrut 2.0, right? Earlier it was like there was a lot of things to be done under Amrut first version, but here they have kept the target, two targets they have kept. One is water supply, tap water supply to all the households in those towns, 500 towns. Water supply should be through tap water connection. That is the one objective. Second objective is proper sewage management. You might have seen, like, when I was coming few days back, when there was a rainfall in Hyderabad, the whole drainages, like the water were very blackish in color. It is a very difficult for the people who are residing in those regions. So even after launching those schemes, we are not able to implement it. So there is a lot of things, criticism and all we are not taking here. The thing is, the aim is to manage sewage and septic management in these 500 cities. So Amrut 2.0 version mainly focus on two things. One is water supply, second one is sewerage management, right? So those two were the things. And one important feature they will ask you in the exam, they have launched city water balance plan. City water balance plan in each of these 500 cities. So they will ask you city water balance plan was launched under which schemes. So don't confuse, it is under the Amrut 2.0, right? So under this, they are going to manage, rejuvenate all the water bodies in this particular cities, right? So this is what mandated, fine. And the amount was allocated much more, like 2,99,000 crore was allocated, because government has seen that it was failed. They did not able to achieve with this funding, 77,640 crores in the Amrut first version, they were not able to achieve. So that's why they have extended this to approximately 3 lakh crores they have allocated to this Amrut 2.0 program, right? And other components, they may ask you this also in the exam. Peyjal Survekshan. Peyjal Survekshan is a survey related to the water, right? Measurement of quality of water in each of the 500 cities. They are going to measure the quality of water, measurement of quantity of water, how much water is being supplied, non-revenue water, I mean what water supply without any revenue for the government, because if you are taking water, you need to pay water tax also, like any citizen has to pay, but there will be water supply which without any non-revenue. So this should be contained by the government, else it will be a burden on government, right? Assessment on reuse and retreatment of wastewater, assessment of health of water bodies. So it is like a survey. When they conduct the survey, they will give rankings and all, and the states will encourage, the local municipal bodies will encourage that we want to get the first rank. So it overall increase the water capacity of India as well, right? So this is the Peyjal Survekshan survey, which was conducted under Amrut 2.0 itself. Very, very important. They will ask you this one as well, right? Then under the same Amrut 2.1, technology submission for water was launched to promote technologies which will conserve water for a longer period. So this one was also one sub-component. Similarly, information, education and communication campaign was also launched under Amrut 2.0 to promote awareness among the people about the water conservation. So these are all the other components of Amrut 2.0, right? So these are all about the Amrut scheme that was mentioned by the Hindu. We have a detailed discussion. If you have any doubts, please do let me know. Any doubts? Okay. So let's move to the next article about Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. So the context is why we have taken this article. This was also taken from the Hindu itself. Citizenship certificates under this act, Citizenship Amendment Act, was released or given away by the West Bengal, Uttarakhand and Haryana. The Home Ministry said. So Central Home Ministry said that these three states have given the citizenship status to certain individuals in these three states. So that has become the context, right? We will see what actually is the Citizenship Amendment Act, but before that we need to know from very basic level, right? So what is citizenship? It is like a contractual relationship between the individual and then state. State here does not mean the state government, rather it is a nation, that is country, right? So it is a contractual relationship between the individual and the state, that is country. So in such a way that the individual will give away certain privileges to the what you call state. That means yes, we will do these things for the contribution or growth of the state. In turn, state, that is nation, will protect the individual. So individual will contribute for the country's growth and the state will take care of the security of the individual. So that is the proper definition of the citizenship, and this citizenship is given as an identity based on the nation, right? So Indian, American, so these are all the identities given through the citizenship, right? That is the basic concept of citizenship. And coming to the case of Indian citizenship, there is a division. There is a division between the two. One is citizens and then aliens. Whoever are Indians, they are given with the citizenship status. Those are called as citizens, and aliens are those ones which are not, who are not part of the Indian citizenship. And out of even aliens, we have a friendly aliens, we have a what you call enemy aliens. Friendly aliens are those foreigners who are from countries which are friendly to India, and enemy aliens are those people who are from the countries which are enemy to India, like Pakistan, China, right? So citizenship are those who are of Indians, among aliens, friendly ones, that is from friendly countries, enemy aliens, those people from the countries which are not friendly to India, right? And this, they enjoy all civil and political rights. All the citizens of India, irrespective of their caste, race, anything, they enjoy all the civil and political rights. Civil rights means like right to vote, civil rights means having a proper what you call to right to live, right to take home, shelter, all these things. And political rights means freedom of expression as well as right to vote, all this comes under the political. So everyone enjoys all these things equally. And one very important thing of Indian citizenship is that it allows only a single citizenship. That means parallelly I cannot hold Indian citizenship and also American citizenship. Certain countries will allow, like Canada and all, where they can take dual citizenship, but in case of India, we only have one citizenship. If you take the citizenship of other country, immediately you will lose the Indian citizenship, right? So Indian constitution allows only single citizenship at a time. Fine. Now the citizenship is listed under union list. We have a 3 list under 7th schedule, union list, state list and concurrent list, and citizenship was mentioned under the union list. That means state governments does not have a role to recognize or give identity as a citizenship. It is only the central government which can give the identity of citizenship to any individual, right? It is completely under the prerogative of the center. So that is also important. And the constitution does not define citizenship, because after 1947 independence, there was a division between India and Pakistan, right? So Pakistan new state was created from India itself. So the people were migrated from India to Pakistan, Pakistan to India. So there was a lot of choice, and the constitution makers cannot able to do exact criteria on how to devise their citizenship. So they were not very sure, because there is still a volatility going on. That's why they have given the state power to the legislature, that is parliament. So the constitution said that parliament has the power to change the citizenship whenever it is required, and whoever, like complete discretion was given to the parliament, not the government but the parliament, right? So according to the powers given by the constitution, parliament has brought the first act related to the citizenship in 1955. So after settling down from 1947 to 1955, after settling down all those chores and all, the parliament has brought this act, and as the constitution did not clearly mention who are eligible and who can get the citizenship and all, this act clearly talks about the getting of citizenship as well as the losing of citizenship, like naturalization or by birth, descent. So all the cases was clearly discussed. I am not discussing the complete citizenship, it takes lot of time. Just giving you brief idea that Citizenship Act 1955 was passed with proper provisions, and it kept amended. I mean, the parliament kept amended in many of the times to include many provisions, to exclude some provisions, right? So this is the act which was the base for the citizenship in India, right? Now this act, Citizenship Act 1955, first was brought, and they have amended many times, and the amendment also, the recent amendment was brought in 2019. This is the most recent amendment which was brought to the Citizenship Act 1955. And according to this amendment, government want to give citizenship to the new people, and there is certain criteria also who will get this citizenship. There is a religion criteria, there is a country criteria as well. Among the religions, whoever are the minorities in the neighbor countries of Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. So these three countries only, it is not for all the surrounding or neighbor countries, for these three countries, and that too who are minorities in those countries, right? It is not taking away citizenship, rather it is giving the new citizenship, but to specific criteria of countries as well as religions, right? So from these three countries, whoever are from Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis and Christians, from these three countries can get the citizenship, right? Because the government felt that these people who are minorities in these countries are being persecuted. That means they are being killed, they are being omitted from the basic rights. So that's why government want to give citizenship to certain people only, right? So they did not give to the Muslims. This is one of the criticism. There was a lot of protest also, because Muslims are not minorities in those countries. So government felt that it is only for those minorities who are struggling there, we are allowing them to enter, right? But yes, they do have eliminated. So for example, you take case of Myanmar. Myanmar is also our bordering country, and Muslims there are minorities, right? So Rohingyas were minorities, but still it was excluded. So there is a criticism as well, fine. So we are not discussing about the political aspects, you just need to know about the exam point of view, right? So this is the criteria, and usually to get the citizenship for the foreigners, they need to reside in India for continuously 11 years. Even if they are applying, they need to reside in India for 11 years. Then only they will get the citizenship. So this act reduced it. 5 years, you reside in India for 5 years, we will give you the citizenship. And the deadline is they should come in India before 2014. After December 31, 2014, whoever comes, they will not get the citizenship. Only those people who has come before 2014 December 31st, they will get, provided that they are residing in India for consistently 5 years, and they should be a legal migrants. They should not be a illegal migrants, right? So these are the criteria it was mentioned. So it has reduced to 5 years that they need to stay in India consistently, right? But anyway, certain regions in India was excluded. That means the citizenship will not be given to those individuals who are residing in these areas, especially 6 schedule areas and northeast tribal areas. It was not allowed to give citizenship to those individuals who are residing in these regions, right? So that is about the Citizenship Act. Any doubts in this? Do respond if you have any queries. If not, we will move. Right? So I hope this is clear. Yeah. Moving to the next article, Rudram 2. The context is Defence Research Developmental Organization, DRDO, right? India's one of the main arm for providing the defense equipment. It has successfully tested the Rudram 2, right? It is a air to surface missile. It is a air to surface missile. That means, so this is the land and this is the what you call aircraft, and from air they can hit the target on the land, right? So air to surface, remember air to surface, it has aim to target, right? So this was successfully tested by DRDO, right? Now we will see, great, yeah. Now we will see the Rudram 1. Rudram 1, then we will come to the Rudram 2, right? Understand, this is a air to surface. That means we need to use some helicopter or some flight to hit the target. That is also important. You need to understand the mechanism. Then of course factual things you can easily remember. And this is the first indigenous means exclusively made in India. No foreign support was there. We have made it our own self. And this is an anti-radiation missile. Anti-radiation means there will be certain technology. For example, this is India and this is China. We want to hit the target, right, from air to surface. But there will be some radars, radiations, which may hinder the path of this missile, this Rudram missile. There will be radiations, new technologies has been developed. So these radiations will tell to the Chinese government that some missile is coming towards our country. So immediately these radiations can hit this or collapse this Rudram. So this was an anti-radiation. That means even if there is a radiation, it will hide and it will hit the target. So irrespective of the role of radiation that is there in the boundaries, it can hit the target. So this is an anti-radiation missile. Even though radiations are there, it can go and hit the target, right? So anti-radiation missiles are those which can neutralize even the very high radar technologies. So that is also important to understand. And as I said, Rudram 1 is also an air to surface missile which was developed by DRDO. And once this Rudram missile is locked from the whatever the like Sukhoi, whatever aircraft, once it is locked and fixed the target, even if radars in this missile does not work, it can directly go and hit the target. So such a highly developed one, they other countries cannot even recognize this missile, the radiations cannot recognize, and even radiations within this missile, if fails, once the target is fixed, it go and hit, right? So such type of technology has been developed by India. And the range is more than, operational range is up to 100 kilometers. That means if this is the one and this is the land, so up to 100 kilometers it can hit the target, right? So that is also important. And it was tested, this missile was tested using Sukhoi 30 MKI aircraft. But anyway, it can be launched from any aircraft. It is not specific for this, but yes, it was tested using Sukhoi 30 MKI aircrafts, right? Now coming to the Rudram 2 missile. This is a little bit advanced one when we compare to the Rudram 1 missile. Rudram 1 was launched in 2021 they have tested, right? It was tested in 2021, but now the advanced one was developed, Rudram 2. It is also indigenously developed and anti-radiation missile only. Anti-radiation missile only. We have discussed that air to surface only, but there is a higher technology. There is more advanced technology that even radars of advanced one cannot able to recognize this missile, right? So first test was reported in July 2023. Last year itself they have tested, right? But now again they have tested it second time. And it has a range up to 300 kilometers. Earlier it was approximately up to 100 kilometers, but this was enhanced, the range has enhanced with 300 kilometers. And new technology like image infrared reading, all these things has been included. You no need to go with a lot of complexity, right? So this is how the Rudram 2 has been developed. I hope this is clear, right? Very factual in nature, nothing to explain as such as a concept. You just need to understand what is anti-radiation missile, and then you need to remember the facts, right? So this is of Rudram series. Next one, again this was taken from Indian Express explained page, a very historical article related to the events that has happened. June 1st will be the 40th anniversary of Operation Blue Star. Operation Blue Star, the June 1st, the coming June 1st, day after tomorrow, will be the 40th anniversary of Operation Blue Star. That's why there is a detailed discussion of Operation Blue Star, what has happened before that and what has happened that time and what has happened after Operation Blue Star. All these things were also clearly discussed, right? Now let's understand before understanding what actually is the Operation Blue Star, let's understand the background. We got the independence, right? So this is India, for example. So if you take this as an India, just briefly I am drawing, and this is the Punjab region, right? So this is the Punjab region here, and here also we have a Punjab which is in Pakistan. So this Punjab was divided into two divisions. West Punjab was given to Pakistan and East Punjab was gone to India. But the demand from the Sikh people is that they want a separate country. They want a separate country including the Punjab in Pakistan and Punjab in India. So they were not satisfied with the division made by the Britishers, right? And they want a separate country because they are having a separate religion, separate ethnicity. So they do ask for they did not satisfied with that, but not all the people, only few group of people has aimed to create a separate country for the Punjab, right? So this is what they have happened, and even administrative things were also not very satisfactory. Like Punjab and Haryana was having common capital and then common high court. So they were also not happy with the water sharing, all these administrative things. They felt that it was discriminated with related to the Haryana. So because of this all, they have started, especially in the 1970s, the Khalistan movement was launched. Khalistan means a separate country with the name Khalistan, as with all the Sikh religion people, right? So they have started this, and this was led by Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. So this is the person who has led this movement, separate Khalistan movement in 1970s, right? So the demand got very intense in 1980s, early 1980s. This movement started slowly, but this got very intense. And in 1983, they have captured, Deputy Inspector General of Police, A.S. Atwal. So this person has visited the Sikh shrine, right? Gurudwara, he has visited that, and he was captured and he was killed by this people. Like, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale with the leadership, and this people in the Gurudwara itself, they have killed. Amritsar, we have, Gurudwara, so they have killed this person, and this person's body was not allowed to get out of this Gurudwara, right? So he was killed, and also his body was not allowed because they were demanding we need immediate Khalistan, right? And also we were not able to enter into the Gurudwara because this was captured by those group, the Khalistan extremists. They have captured the temple and they were not allowing anyone to enter, and also they are killing the people who are outsiders, right? So they have killed and they have made into pieces the people even after killing, they have made those people into pieces and they have packed and they have given it. So such a huge extremism has happened in those years, right? So because of these all events, the Indira Gandhi ji was the Prime Minister that time, and even some people like Pranab Mukherjee or some other people have not suggested to take any extreme measure, but still we went kill those all extremists. On May 29, 9th Infantry Division has entered Amritsar and they have killed this Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and other group, and Operation Blue Star was successful. It has ended on June 10th, right? And during this mission, there was local people who were affected, and even Akal Takat, which was the temple-like thing for Sikhs, was also destroyed. So people there were also become against the nation. Some people, not all the one. So anti-nationalists also they have become, right? The emotions were spilled away, and it was like a very volatile situation. And immediately after next year, Indira Gandhi ji was also killed by the Sikh bodyguard. So this is what happened in the Operation Blue Star, right? So it is like a historical event, but yes, from our exam point of view, you need to remember what actually is the Operation Blue Star and when it was happened, right? And which year it has happened, and what is the cause of this event, right? All these things you have to remember. Fine. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in the Operation Blue Star? Fine. Let's move to the next article, that is Pragati 2024. Pragati 2024. The context is Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences. We will see about this organization also. Okay, let's discuss a very brief thing. Now, the most of the medications that we are using are not Ayurvedic, right? So, consuming for even things like cough, cold and all, we are consuming a lot of medications. But it was proved that taking medications from pharmacy, which is not Ayurvedic, is also sometimes harmful to earth, harmful to our health, right? So that's why now there is also demand growing for promoting the Ayurvedic medicines like naturopathy, Unani, Siddhi. So there is a demand growing for those natural medicines which will not have a side effects, right? So to promote that, the Central Council for Research and Ayurvedic Sciences has launched Pharma Research in Ayurgyan and Techno Innovation. So they have launched an initiative. Pragati full form is Pharma Research in Ayurgyan and Techno Innovation. So this is the full form. Pragati 2024 was launched. And what is the aim? So the aim is very direct, we have just seen, to promote the collaboration research in the Ayurvedic. So we have a 5 to 6 medicines among Ayurveda, right? Then yoga and naturopathy. The yoga is also natural medicine. Unani, then Sova Rigpa, using traditional medicine which from plants and all which grow in the Himalayas. Homeopathy, naturopathy. So all these I'm not discussing in detail. So this is a separate, becomes very separate article. We need to know, we need to discuss a lot. So some days when there is a element, we will discuss that as well, right? So this, to promote this all Ayurvedic medicines, to promote research in the Ayurvedic medicines, this organization, Central Council for Research Ayurvedic Sciences, has launched Pragati 2024, right? So it aims to promote the research in Ayurvedic. Now what is this organization? That is also important for us. This is the autonomous body under Ministry of Ayush. Central Council for Research Ayurvedic Sciences. It is not affiliated or it is controlled by the government. It is an autonomous body which was created under Ministry of Ayush. So they can take their own decisions. And this is the highest body to take care of formulation, coordination and promotion of research in Ayurvedic medicine. So this is the highest body in India to take care of Ayurvedic medicines, right? So very factual thing. Next and the last article for today is golden rice. Golden rice. Philippines country, Southeast Asia, which is located in the East Asia, you can say. Philippines recently revoked biosafety permits for commercial propagation of genetically modified golden rice. So Philippines became the first country to produce golden rice commercially, right? So Philippines was the first country to make production of golden rice commercially. Now let's see what actually is a golden rice. Why the color it gets in a gold color. This is a normal rice and this is a golden rice. So why this color and all we will see. Golden rice are those rice which are genetically modified. It is not like a naturally come. So there is a genes for all the plants and even the humans also. So they have modified the genes. They have modified these genes and they have added beta carotene. They have modified in the lab and they have made this beta carotene as part of the rice, right? And what is this beta carotene? It is a pigment found in the plants and other something as well, some microorganisms also. Beta carotene mostly found in the plants and they give the color, right? Different colors it will give, yellow, red, based on the type of beta carotene that we take. So this is very important for you to remember, that beta carotene is genetically added to the normal rice and they becomes a golden rice, because beta carotene gives the yellowish color or gold color. That's why the rice appears to be a goldish color. But you may ask, sir, is it healthier? Yes, it is healthier because beta carotene is nothing but the precursor to the vitamin A. So it is like a beta carotene can promote in the production of vitamin A in your body, right, in our body. So it is a precursor to the vitamin A, and whenever you consume beta carotene, that means you are indirectly consuming the vitamin A. So it is not only making the color different, but also it is a healthier, right? So it can we can fight against the nutrition, malnutrition, all those things. If we consume golden rice, it is good for health. So this is why it is being promoted, right? This compound of beta carotene gives a yellowish color. Fine. In ordinary rice, like white rice what we are consuming, this beta carotene is absent. We are making it artificially addition to this and we are shifting the rice to golden rice, so we can consume in a better manner, right? So that is about the golden rice. The important thing is you need to remember the beta carotene, which is giving the yellowish color, and also it is act as a precursor to the vitamin A, right? And it is very safe. to consume the golden rice. Fine. So those are the articles. Now let's see the factual pointers. Yes, Magellan mission, which was launched by NASA in 1989. This was launched to study the Venus, to capture all the images to capture the images of the Venus, and then to study what type of planet is this, what type of gases are there, what type of color is there. So it was 30 years later, there was a still captured image, still it is working to capture images of the Venus. This is what it is reported. So it is a Magellan mission is of NASA, launched in 1989, and it was to study the Venus. So this you need to remember. Next one, new plant species called Stellaria mcclontoi. This was recently been discovered in the Kerala region. It was discovered from Kerala, very important. And this was named given based on the Barbara McClintock, who has won the Nobel Prize for discovering jumping genes. Jumping genes, very important. Jumping genes, they may ask you in the exam. Jumping genes are those which can jump. Like this is DNA, right? Let's take. So this genes, DNA consists of a sequence of genes. This genes can jump and shift their place within DNA. It go beyond DNA, but within DNA, certain genes has capacity to shift from one position to other positions. Those are called as the jumping genes, right? So this was discovered by this person. That's why it was given name Stellaria mcclontoi. So it is a plant species, new plant species. Next one, new algae species was discovered again from the same state in Kerala. New algae species. This was named Oidoclodium sahyadricum, right? So this is the name. So they will ask you what was this recently discovered. It is of new algae species, and from which place they may ask you. It is in Western Ghats of Kerala, right? And the last fact for today, Asia Pacific Employment and Social Outlook 2024. This report was recently released by International Labour Organization, right? And it is a very big document. You no need to worry about knowing the data, right? So you just need to know, for objective exam, you just need to know about who released this report, right? So these are the articles for today. Genetically modified crops, Malini, there is a two-way discussion. We are not scientists exactly to say whether they are healthier, but yes, they need to be tested. They need to be properly give the data whether they are healthier or not. But most of the things are healthier in nature. Yes, they do have side effects, certain crops. That's why India have not given any permission for the genetically modified crop to grow. We are growing only cotton. That too, we are not consuming the cotton, right? So only cotton was approved as of now. We need further studies, like based on the crops, we need further studies if they are healthier or not. So we cannot say exactly, but yes, even foreign countries are producing a lot. So it means they are healthier as of now, right? So this is all about the today's session. Now let's solve some practice questions from those that we have discussed, right? First question. Which of the following will be a most expected outcome with the implementation of AMRUT scheme? So, both version 1 and version 2. So, what will be the most expected outcome or outcomes from the implementation of AMRUT scheme? Selective Indian cities will become a carbon neutral. Selective cities will become a carbon neutral. That is what it has said. All the city commercial buildings will be shifted to use of solar power. All the commercial buildings, they are saying, will be shifted to use solar power rather than from fossil fuels. Water supply will be available to all the households in the city, selected cities. So what is the answer for this? You may be confused, some people may be confused in the option A and C. So this statement is wrong. All the cities will not get the solar power. That is not at all a thing. So if this is wrong, and D is also wrong. Carbon neutral, no. There was no mention about the carbon neutrality. It is just the water supply for all the households in the selected cities, right? So Malini, Santosh, Srinath, Ramya, Ranjan, Keshav, Sai King has answered it as correct. Next one, Rudram missile is a type of. Rudram missile is a type of ballistic missile from air to surface, cruise missiles, anti-radiation missiles, anti-drone air to air missiles. Ballistic missile air to surface, cruise missile, anti-radiation missile and anti-drone air to air missiles, right? So they are not anti-drone missiles, they are not ballistic missiles also. Ballistic missile means which go beyond our atmosphere and then come back to the target, right? So these are not the ballistic missile as well. Cruise missiles, no, they are not cruise missiles, we have seen. This is anti-radiation missile, yes. So Srinath, Santosh, Keshav, Ramya, Ranjan, Malini, Sai King, everyone have answered it as correct for both the questions. Now let's see for the third question. With respect to Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, which of the following statements are correct? Citizenship Amendment Act, we have discussed this as well. It grant Indian citizenship to persecuted minorities, Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsi and Christians from all our neighboring countries. So this is the first statement. The power to grant citizenship under the act lies with the discretion of the state governments. So it is saying the state governments has the discretion whether they can give citizenship or not. And first one, for these persecuted minorities in all the neighboring countries. So what is the answer? They are asking which are correct. One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. First statement is wrong because it is not for all the neighboring countries. It is only for Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. So first statement is wrong. You can eliminate two options. To grant citizenship under discretion of the state governments, no, citizenship is under union list. So whatever the union decides, the state has to follow it. So second statement is also wrong and hence answer is D. Right? Yes, Santosh, Srinath and Ranjan has answered it as correct. So three people have answered it as correct. Next question, which of the following statements regarding gold and rice is incorrect? Yes, Malini, you are correct. Which of the following statements regarding gold and rice is incorrect, they are asking. Golden rice is a variety of rice produced through genetic engineering to include genes that increases the beta carotene content. So to increase the beta carotene content, they are genetically modifying the rice. So this is called as golden rice, they are saying. Next one, Philippines became the first country in the world to approve commercial production of genetically modified golden rice. So this is the second statement. It produces beta carotene which acts as a supplement for the vitamin C. So this golden rice can produce the supplement of vitamin C. It is yellow in color because the presence of beta carotene. So what is the answer? Yes, yes. So it is not vitamin C, rather it is a vitamin A, right? So correct. Keshav, Ranjan, Santosh, Srinath, Ramya, Malini, all of you are correct. Last question for today. Magellan spacecraft launched by NASA is to explore which of the following space bodies? Which of the following space bodies? Moon, Venus, Mars, Callisto. So what is the answer? We have discussed, right? So Callisto is a moon of Jupiter. So this is a wrong one. Moon is also no, it is not moon mission. It is a mission to Venus. Yes, yes. Malini, Ranjan, Santosh, Ramya, Srinath, Keshav, Sai King, everyone have answered it as correct. Very good. So this is all for today's session, mostly of factual. So you will be able to handle it. I hope this was helpful and have a great evening. Thank you.